Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Navin, and today we will be doing MH-CET 2023 Abstract Reasoning. So, in Abstract Reasoning, we have figure-based questions, wherein we decode as to, depending upon the question, how a figure is going to be formed, how the things are going to be changed, how the faces of a die is going to look like. Also, sometimes in abstract reasoning, you have got a shape given wherein you're asked to find out the number of triangles or quadrilateral, any specific quadrilateral, number of regions, and so on. So let's start with the first question. So select the figure among the following options in which the given figure is embedded. So we need to see this particular figure. This is the question figure, right? And we need to find out where do we see it. So you should be visually very competitive in such questions. You should be able to see a particular figure and you should be able to figure out where it is embedded. Okay, this comes with practice, of course. So we have a triangle with a plus inside. So we have a triangle with a plus. We have a triangle with a plus. So B is gone. It can't be your answer. Then when we have a triangle, there is a vertical line upwards and then it moves to the right. So we do not have any vertical line here, and then we do not have any, we have a vertical line, but it doesn't move towards the right. So D also goes away. So if we pay a little attention, we'll realize that this is the figure that is the question figure, right? So visual reasoning questions are either very easy or they are sometimes very complicated. So you do not get a moderate level. It's either easy or it's complicated. Well, in MH-CET, you will obviously find the easy ones. Another one. So which of the following figures can be drawn using the geometric shapes given in the following rectangular box? So we have a square, we have a circle, inside that we have a rectangle or a square shape, we have a triangle, and then we have something which looks like a cone, right? So, and this cone is this is curved, right? So please pay attention to that part is curved. So we have a circle, we have a rectangle, then we have a triangle. So do we have a triangle here? No, but we do have a cone here, right? So if I consider this is the figure that is embedded here. And if I consider this square is over here, right? And if I consider the circle is or the ellipse, right? The figures are not going to be very, very accurate. So we see all the figures, but the figure that is missing is the triangle, right? So A can't be our answer. Similarly, if I look into B can't be our answer because we do not see a square there, right? Square is, that's the outer line, right? So we do have a triangle, but this is a triangle. This is not like a cone. So B is not our answer. If you look at D, we do have a circle, we do have a square, we do have a triangle, but then the cone shape, the curved part is missing. So D can't be our answer. Now, if we look at C, so in C, we have this conical shape, right? And then we have this circular shape, right? And then we have the square shape and then we have the triangle shape. So this is not exactly the square, but it looks like a rectangle, right? So among the following options, C makes the most sense, right? Okay, another one. This is complete the figure sequence. So you will be given 3 or 4 figures and you'll be asked to find the subsequent figure. Sometimes you will give you 2 figures where they are going to be related, and then a question figure. You have to find out which figure from the options is related. These are the 2 types of questions we have. So in such questions, what you do is you pick a particular symbol and then see how it moves around. Okay, the movement may be clockwise, anti-clockwise, random, diagonal. So you need to find out whether it moves in at the four corners, or is it moving along the four corners as well as along the four sides, right? So there are three figures throughout. So we have, let's call this as star. So star is at the corner, which is southwest. Then we have a northwest. Then we have a northeast. Going by this pattern, it should now move over to the southeast, right? Okay. If I follow the rectangular portion, so it is currently in the northwest, then it moves to northeast. Now it is in southeast, it should now move to the southwest. So the symbols are moving in the clockwise direction, right? Similarly, if you follow the rhombus, it was in southeast, it moved to southwest, it moved to northeast. Now the turn is to go in the northwest to northeast, right? So C is the appropriate figure, right? Okay, another one. So we have arrow symbol at the bottom where the arrowhead is shaded with black. The tail is not shaded. So initially it is facing towards the right, then it's facing left, again right, again left. Going by this pattern, in the subsequent figure, it should be facing again towards the right. So the figures that do not follow it, we can straight away cancel it out. Now, if you look at the figure above, we have two figures. Both are rectangles. One has got curved edges, the other one has got proper edges. So right now the proper rectangle is on the top, the curved edge rectangle is at the bottom, and the common part is shaded. Then they have been flipped, as in the curved edged or curved cornered rectangle is on the top, the normal rectangle is at the bottom. So it again switch, right? They just keep on switching between themselves. So if I go back that pattern, alternatively, if they move around like that, so we are going to have a proper rectangle there and then the curved edged rectangle at the bottom with the shaded portion. Between the two options that we are left with, of course, it's not going to be D, it's going to be A. Right, yeah, good afternoon everyone, good afternoon. Pretty easy ones, right? Okay, the next one. We have four circles given to us. One of the middle figures is missing. We have a circle, then we have a square at the center where the north and the south are shaded. Then we have east and the west shaded. Then we have a missing figure. Then again we have east and west and north and south shaded. Going by this pattern, they are generally alternative, right? So we need to have a circle, inside that we need to have a square, and the shaded portion should be on the top and the bottom, which is north and south, right? From the given options, only one option makes sense, which is bravo, right? Good, good. Okay, the next one. So we have first, there are four figures, the fifth one is missing, so it's going to be easier. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a 6-side figure, regular polygon known as a regular hexagon. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pointed star. Okay, a star with 6 points. The next one we have 5 regular pentagon, 5-sided figure, and the number of points of the star at the center is also 5. Next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again we have 6, 1. So this is not rocket science. They are moving alternatively, right? If I go by that logic, so the last figure should be again a regular hexagon with a star inside it with 6 points, right? So the option that makes sense is I believe the first one, right? A. The other ones have either 5, it's a regular pentagon, or the star inside. For example, Charlie option, it doesn't have 6 corners. Okay, Which of the given options is the exact water image of the main figure? Exact water image of the main figure means suppose these objects, the word objects is placed on water or on a glass, same thing, right? So what are we going to see? So of course we are going to see O as the first letter itself. So the options that don't make sense, ignore them. Now if I look at B, so B is going to look like this, which is again going to look like a B, where the curved portions are going to be on the right hand side. So between Bravo and Delta option, Bravo doesn't make sense. If I look at J, so J is going to look like this. So far D is making sense. See, you do not have to actually go by this that J has a top line and this J doesn't have. It's actually difficult to use English to show these letters, right? They should have actually taken the screenshots and interchanged. Okay. So obviously D is our answer. Normally option E, which says none of the above, in such questions, they are generally not the answer. Generally, I'm not saying not always, but generally they are not the answer. Okay, another one. So we have to select the correct mirror image of the given figure when a mirror is placed on the right side of it. So suppose a mirror is placed on the right side of it. So which kind of figure are we going to get? So obviously we have an acute angle, the smallest angle on the right hand side. So the mirror image will have the smaller one here, right? So A doesn't make sense. So does C also not. So answer is going to be among Bravo and Delta most probably, right? Now, since we have an arrow which is pointing on the left on the actual image, so we are going to have an arrow that is going to point towards the right in the mirror image, right? And it's going to be right here, right? So it's not going to move to bottom or someplace else. Okay. Now, if I look at the options that we are left with Bravo and Delta, you will find that the triangle is, the last two, areas, last two regions, there is no symbol, right? So if I draw it in this way, you are not supposed to find anything here. These two should be vacant. So between Bravo and Delta, Bravo has a triangle that has moved, while in Delta, it's not. So Delta becomes our answer. If you practice enough, you do not have to draw anything. You will look at the question figure, you will know the answer. Okay, good, everyone. Very good. Everyone has answered so far correctly. Okay, the sequence of folding a piece of square paper and how the folded paper has been cut is shown in the figure given below. How would this paper look when it is unfolded? So you have a square sheet. So you can use your rough sheet in such kind of questions whenever folding is used. So you have a sheet of paper, it is folded in half from right to left, it is folded. Then it is further folded from top to bottom, north to south, right? You will get 1/4 of the original figure, and then the R is written. So what you do is, of course, you may have to redraw. So if R is written and if it was folded, so you are supposed to get a mirror image of it, right? On the top. So the mirror image of this is going to be there, not in alpha, not in Bravo, right? Okay. Now, if R is written over here and this looks like this particular figure, then the mirror image on the right hand side for that R is going to look like this, right? Which is still there in Charlie and Delta, both the options. And if I look at the top figure, its mirror image should be right there, you know? So between option Delta and Charlie, you cannot have another R which looks like the original symbol, right? They are going to be flipped. So the only option that makes sense is Charlie. Good everyone, good. Okay, before we move to the next, I want everyone to like the video. That's all I need. I don't need you to subscribe or become a member or any of that sort. Simply press the like button. Thank you. Next question. We have a piece of paper that is folded and cut as shown in the question figures. From the given answer figures indicate how it will appear when opened. So this is similar to the previous question. So there is a square sheet of paper wherein the circle is drawn. So it is folded in half, then it is further folded in half. So it will eventually look like 1/4 of this piece of paper with quarter of a circle known as quadrant, with a smiley type icon over here. So its mirror image is going to go above, its mirror image is going to go towards the left top, and this mirror image is going to go left bottom, right? So from the given options, A and B can't be our answer. Now between Charlie and Delta, if we pay attention to the kind of arc it is drawn, so the arc is more towards on the upper side, right? This is not, the arc is not like this. Since the arc is not like this, so the original arc at its position will not look like it, right? So delta makes sense. ये ऐसा दिख रहा है तो ये नीचे ऐसा दिखेगा. Similarly on the top it was going to look something like this, and here it's going to look something like this. So it's more like delta and not Charlie. Okay, good. Everyone is correct. Now, there is a definite relationship between figures A and B, the kind of question I was talking about earlier. So A and B, they are related in some way. In this very same way, logically, C and D should also be related. Okay, so we need to find out which one should be the D figure. So if you look at between A and B, you will realize that the arrow, let's look at the arrow. So the arrow initially had 2 arrows to the left and 2 arrows to the right. One of the arrows from the left has moved to the right. Going by that logic, if I have 2 arrows to the left and 3 arrows to the right, we will eventually have 1 arrow to the left and we will have 4 arrows to the right, as in pointing towards the right. क्यों? उधर से एक shift किया था, right? So from the given options, of course, alpha and echo, they don't make sense. Now, let's look at the circles that we have on the top and bottom. On the top and bottom, if you look at the 2 circles, they are the mirror image as if the arrow is the mirror. Same is true for the next figure B. It looks like a mirror, right? Where the top circle and the bottom circle, they are mirror images of each other. The shading has taken a turn, as in the white has become black, black has become white. I don't care about the number of segments. It's more about switching of these shades, right? So since I have a white, black, white, and since they are not the same figure, so I can't actually do a mirror image over here. So we are going to have a black, white, and black. So this is the first thing that we should look into. So C will not make sense. It's either Bravo or Delta. Now if I look at the bottom strip, it was a black, white, black, and white. So black will change to white, white will change to black, black will change to white. So this is what I will have, which is not shaded, shaded, not shaded, shaded, 4 consecutive squares. So from the options Bravo and Delta, Bravo makes more sense, right? Good. Everyone has answered it correctly again. Nice, nice. Similar question. A and B are related in some way. C and D should be related in the same way. If you look at figure A and B, the common portions are the shading that has been done. So what has happened is we had a joint here, and now we have 2 joints after that. Okay, see, I'm moving the joints, the diagonal segments anti-clockwise, घड़ी के उल्टे direction में. So if it was here, next it was supposed to be here, next it was supposed to be here. So instead of one, after one joint, there are 2 joints, right, in the anti-clockwise direction. So if I have 2 joints here, In the next figure, I'm supposed to get 3 joints. एक बढ़ जाना चाहिए, right? So, do we have any figure which has got those 3 joints? 1, 2, 3. There should not be any overlap, should it be? Okay, so we don't have those 3 joints over here. So it's just the increase in the number of joints, and maybe it has to do with mirror image. So we do have those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's forget about the joints as of now. If you look at the innermost square, there is a mesh here, and then there is just a diagonal. As in, अंदर देखोगे ना ध्यान से. So A has this kind of mesh, and B has only this diagonal. So if I look at Charlie, Charlie has this type of mesh. So delta should have this type of diagonal. So that rules out our option C, our option E. So between A, B and D is what we need to find out. Okay, the next part is of course the diagonal segment. How are they related? Is that a mirror image? Even if that is a mirror image, they should be joined. Okay. See, one thing is for sure that the number of segments is increasing. We have one diagonal segment here, we have 2 diagonal segments here, right? Now, since we have 2 diagonal segments here, we are supposed to have 3 diagonal segments. Between alpha, bravo and delta, only alpha has 3 diagonal segments. Bravo and delta, they don't have. And Charlie and Echo, these 2 options have already been ruled out. So we can definitely say it's alpha. But exactly what is happening, let's decode it so that I'm also at ease. See, what was happening was we had this particular diagonal, so we found out the mirror image, right? फिर क्या करा? After this, the next diagonal has been put in anti-clockwise direction. Now, since I have these two, so I'm going to put these two, right? So it doesn't look like, looking at the option A, it's not after it, but it's preferably after certain corners. So, 1, 2. Right? After leaving 1, we had to move. The mirror image and after leaving 1. So we have the mirror image and after leaving 1. So this is where it should go. Then only it will make sense. This is the only logical connectivity we have. Right? So if you look at the diagonal segment, you draw its mirror image in the next figure. Then you move anti-clockwise, leave one corner and then draw the next corner diagonal. Going by the same logic, I have drawn the mirror image of the 2 diagonal segments. Then I have left one and then drew the next. So that the count of number of diagonal segments also increases, and also it matches with the option. That could be the only logic that the question has used. कोई नहीं, difficult था वो थोड़ा. Next, same A and B are related. We need to find out how C and D are related. Okay, so what I can think of is, this is the figure which is A. The intermediate figure is turning it clockwise. So when I turn it clockwise, this is the figure I'm going to have. And then if I draw its mirror image, I will end up at B. So there are two steps involved. Whatever figure is given, you completely move it 90 degrees clockwise. And once that is done, you simply flip it, as in draw the mirror image. If I go by that logic, so I have this particular figure which is like a 5 with an S inside. So I'm going to flip it. When I flip it, this is the figure that I'm going to get. And then when I draw the mirror image, it's really difficult to, it's very curvy. So it should be pointing upwards, right? So first of all, the leg, the extra vertical line, that should be pointing upwards, which we do not have in A or B. It should be on the left hand side, which it is not there in E and D. So the only option that makes sense is C. And anyways, it matches perfectly, right? Clear? Rotating it clockwise, 90 degree, and then flipping it, completely mirror image. Okay, wasn't easy. So you have to rely a bit on your, drawing skills. How many triangles are there in the figure? We have none of the above. It's better if we actually count them properly. So first of all, we have this particular large square. We do not have triangles so far. The moment I draw this, we have two triangles, right? We have this particular triangle, and then we have the bottom one. Okay. The moment we draw this particular line, we get two more triangles, which one is, one out of which is going to be that, and the other one is going to be this. So we have two more. Okay. Next, when I draw this, I get one more triangle. I do not get two triangles. I get one more triangle, which is this one. When I draw this line, I get a triangle on the above towards the east side. So I get one more triangle. Okay. I do not get any extra triangles, not so far. Now, the moment I draw this, I get a triangle, which is this one, the triangle which is opposite to it. So two triangles here. So do I get any more triangle? No, we do not get any more triangle, right? Fine. If I look at the square on the east of it, we do not have any triangle so far. The moment I draw this, we get two triangles. One is this particular figure, the next one is this at the bottom. And also, we do get one more triangle, which is of this shape, right? So one extra triangle is formed there. So if we count how many triangles we have got so far, we have two here, we have two here, we have a 4 here, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 1 more, 11. So we have 11 triangles. Did I miss any triangle? Suppose I name the triangles as 1, 2, 3, not triangles, the regions as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I have missed out any particular triangle, name those regions so that I can club them and see if we have, if we can form any triangle. the rearrangement is not supposed to happen, right? It's not like इसको काट के फिर arrange करके triangles बनाओ, वो तो नहीं करना. If I take 1 and 6, there is no triangle, so is 2 and 3. If I take 3 and 5, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 8, 7, 3, 8, 6, 7, 3 is already taken into account. 3 and 4. So this one is 1, 2. This one is, wow, 6, 7, 8, 3. This one is 1. This one is 2. This one is 6. This one is 3. This one is 7. This one is 8. This is 4. This is 5. This is 3. This is 4. We are dealing with this triangle. ये एक ट्रायंगल निकल कर आया ना, प्रीवियस स्क्वायर एंड न्यू स्क्वायर को कंबाइन करके 3 and 4. This is the triangle. I hope you guys got it now. So what I did was I individually looked into this the two squares and found out the triangles, and then when they are clubbed, then I tried to find out if there is any more triangle. Got it, Yash? Okay. Next one. Mirror image. So mirror image mein you have to try to find the mirror image of the letters as well as the triangle, right? And where is the mirror placed? Mirror is placed to the right. So ऐसे mirror इधर है. So the mirror image of B is going to be B, which is not there in option B. The mirror image of L is going to look like this, which we have in all the options. L is supposed to be behind W. If L is supposed to be behind W, we can't have C, right? And C का तो mirror image यही रहेगा. Now, if I talk about the line inside, so the line is going to look like this, right? And W and L, they should be behind them. And C should look like this. Sorry, not 3C. क्या हो गया? Okay, so C should look like this. So between the two options, the option that makes sense is alpha. You don't have to draw the entire triangle and everything. Depends on question, right? Minimalistic करना है. I'm explaining this so that everybody can understand it. Otherwise, if you practice enough, some of you are able to answer it without drawing anything, I believe. है ना? Okay. Find the odd one out. Out of these 5 figures, A to E, one of the figures is different from the rest. We need to find out that one. हाँ गौरव, लाइन सही हो जाएगा. ठीक है. Which one do you guys think is the different one? Pretty simple, right? So these figures are not related onto the figure to its left or right, okay? If you look at a particular figure, we have a circle here, right? And then we have a circle here. Then we have a square here and we have a square here. So what has happened is we have a square, we have a circle beneath it, non-shaded. Now they are flipped. Circle goes to the top and square goes to the bottom. Now they are shaded and they are within an enclosed region. We have a regular pentagon here, we have a regular pentagon, and then we have a rhombus here and we have a rhombus or maybe a square. It's difficult, kuch bhi ho, but they have been flipped, right? We have a hexagon, a regular hexagon. So D is different because here we have an arrow and a square and a square. They have also been flipped. So वो किस तरह के enclosed area में है, that is not our concern. Our concern is right now whether they have been flipped or not. So I believe everybody will agree with me on this. The right answer is D. D is there in C option. Don't make that mistake. D option mark kar dena. It's Charlie option. which says D is the odd one out. Good, good, good everyone. So I believe this was little helpful, and you guys may have also got some idea as to, what kind of questions you have to deal with in the exam, so you can practice similar questions. Another odd one out. Pretty simple. Like I have said before, the figures are not going to be very accurate. Okay, you have to assume that a rectangle is like a square sometimes, because they are going to, those are more like freehand drawn figures. So we have a regular hexagon here, we have a regular hexagon enclosed, and we have a regular pentagon. So 6-sided figure and a 5-sided figure. Next, we have a square, and then we have a triangle. We have a 4-sided figure and a 3-sided figure. We have a regular pentagon. So 5-sided two figures are, they're overlapping each other. And then we have a 4-sided figure, which is a square or maybe a rectangle. Who cares? Next, we have a 6-pointed star, and this one is a 5-pointed star. So what we see is the number of vertices are decreasing. Number of corners are decreasing by 1. Here the figures are different, as well as there are infinite vertices when it comes to a circle. So of course that's a completely different figure. So I believe everybody will agree with me that echo, this is A, B, C, D and E. These are the figure names. So E figure is a different one, which is given by option A. Okay, don't make that mistake in a hurry. Okay, in the following question, select the figure that does not follow the pattern of the remaining 4 figures. So you have to find out the odd one out, but they are related. So we have a first figure which looks like opposite eye. Not an easy one. If you look at the triangular part, it's same throughout, है ना? ये सब में. This is not changing. It's not rotating. Nothing is happening here. So we can completely ignore the triangular part at the bottom. Okay. Next is, if I look at these circles which look like eyes, they are constant throughout. And the circle within which these eyes lie, that is also constant throughout, right? So the only thing that is moving around or, twisting and turning is the triangle, which is like a nose, right? So we have a triangle right now pointed upwards, then we have a triangle that point towards left, then we have a triangle that point towards right, it continues right, and then it moves upwards. If you have done enough practice, you will realize that when you have such a figure where something is happening, it gets rotated, right? So upar dekh raha hai, left dekh raha hai. In the next one, this triangle should be actually facing down or maybe upwards, so that it is simply flipping between the the extreme sides, or maybe it is rotating, so we don't know what is happening. It may be bottom or it may be top, whatever may be the case, it will not move towards, it shouldn't point towards the right again. So third option is a different one. It is breaking the pattern, whichever out of the two patterns it could be. So third one as in option Charlie. I hope everybody got that as the answer. Good. सबका वही आया. और ऐसे भी when two consecutive figures, they had both their noses pointing towards the left, as compared to the other figures where it was different every time, pointing in a different direction. We knew that it was one between 3 or 4, right? So third निकल गया. Thank you everyone. Before you guys leave, make sure that you simply click on the like button. That's all we need. So anyone who is looking for CAT 2023 preparation, we are going to start a new batch very soon. The link to getting in touch with the executive or joining the batch is given in the description. It is also there in the chat. So this is a batch wherein you get a tablet with a lot of videos, engaging videos. You get more than 200 hours of live classroom sessions. You will be provided with mocks, which is more than 75, which is one of the highest in the industry, with video solutions and attempts. Okay, and the video solutions and attempts are done by not other people, but the people who teach you, so that you understand, you are able to understand what you have been taught and how to apply that in the mocks. So it's not different. कि पढ़ा कोई और रहा है, solution कोई और दे रहा है. Okay, you are provided with an online account which has got more than 10,000 questions. Okay, that's huge. You get more than 300 engaging videos regarding analysis of a particular exam, pre-exam analysis, post-exam analysis, right? Form filling and everything. Okay, you will be provided assistance with all the sections, not only LRDI, QA and VARC, but also decision making, general awareness, right? The other sections that you get in other exams. You will also be helped with your GDPI and VAT preparation. That will include more than 15 recorded as well as live sessions. You will be provided with proper hard copy books wherein you can study and practice in the offline mode, and you will also be provided with more than 5 years of previous year questions from all the exams. Okay, so if you are interested, please make sure that you click on the link. On 28th of Jan at 7 p.m, Mr. Vikrant is going to take a session on CAT 2023 strategy to SVARC. Okay, so this is going to help you a lot if you're struggling with VARC, especially VA. I know that people think that VA is easy and it can be overcome, but the thing is when you start solving parajumbles and comprehensions, not comprehension, the summary part, you realize that you make a lot of mistake. Now RC is something everybody struggles with, okay, but VA is something that you can actually master. So you can register it now. Limited seats are available. So the link to registration is also given in the description below. CMAT 2023 mock, All India Open mock has been released. It's from 21st of Jan. The date has passed. It's until 29th of Jan. So you have only more couple of days to actually attempt this. So make sure that you register and write the exam. It will help you a lot. Even if you're not writing CMAT exam, make sure that you do it. Kya hoga? 2.5 hours din ka jayega, but you will learn where you stand. You will come to know what all things are required. There are more exams coming up, right? So you can get your real CMAT experience by writing this All India Open mock. Make sure you register for that. Thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. We will meet again with more sessions related to MH-CET. Don't forget to subscribe our YouTube and Instagram and Facebook channels. You can also join our Telegram channel, which is BYJU'S Exam Prep for MBA. And you can download our app for free and watch hundreds of such video sessions for free on our app. The link to downloading the app is given in the description below. Thank you. Thanks again for joining. Take care. Pratmesh says, where could we get LR? Pratmesh, pick up previous year. Search previous year MH-CET papers. You will get all of them. Okay, practice from there. And Divya, what did you mean? How did it come? Which question are you talking about? Okay, so that's all from my side. Thank you.